Did you know that the wisdom of God allows you to do more with less? Did you know that the wisdom of God allows you to be wise beyond your size? Meaning, you could move at high levels and do high level stuff by being quote unquote small, all because of the wisdom of God. In today's training, guys, I'm gonna show you exactly how to access God's wisdom and unlock wisdom, the wisdom of God in your life. And I'm telling you guys and gals this, the number one biggest factor of my success in my journey, going from living in Section 8 housing to now making multiple 8 figures, tens and tens of millions of dollars, has been God's wisdom activated and practiced in my life. So if you'd like some of that, drop some fire emojis down in the comments, guys, and let's jump right on in. Well, today's training is brought to you by my upcoming 5-day live Create and Sell Digital Products virtual challenge, where over the course of 5 days, I'm going to show you the step-by-step blueprints, frameworks, and action steps, how anyone can use a phone or a laptop to create a new stream of income for you and your family. You don't have to have tech skills. You don't need to be a guru. All you need to do is be willing to learn a very new and fun, simple skill set. It's all going down at the link down below. Click the link. It's extremely affordable. You don't want to miss it, especially if you're looking to increase your income in this economy and beyond. Click the link down below. Join me for the challenge. Now back to the training. Here's an interesting thought, okay? God gave King Solomon a blank check. So the story goes, okay, King Solomon is out there and he's literally offering up so many offerings in worship, okay? He moves God's heart so deeply in his worship. And I believe it was about 1,000 offerings that Solomon offers before the Lord. And it moves God's heart so deeply that God appears to Solomon one evening and he goes, Solomon, you have moved my heart with the outpouring of your worship. What will you ask of me? And he literally just says, Solomon, whatever you would like, ask of me and I will do it for you. And what does Solomon say? Solomon goes, make me rich. No. Solomon goes, give me the life of all of my enemies. No. Solomon says, give me long life. No. What does Solomon say? Solomon goes, God, give me wisdom to lead your people. I'm like a little child. I don't know what I'm doing. I just need wisdom. And the most powerful thing ever happened when Solomon asked God for wisdom. God essentially says, Solomon, because you've not asked me for the life of your enemies, because you've not asked me to become rich, because you've not asked me for long life, because you've asked me for wisdom, which we're going to learn and discover here in just a moment. Wisdom is the principal thing. Because you've asked me for wisdom, you will get everything else. And this answer so pleased God's heart that we saw now in the life of Solomon, we see in the life of Solomon that because Solomon asked for wisdom, it was the unlock for everything else. In fact, if you're taking notes, write this down. The more you grow in wisdom, the more you will grow in wealth. The more you grow in wisdom, the more you will grow in wealth. And the way I like to say it is this: wisdom is the root, but wealth is the fruit. See, a lot of times people get this confused, man. A lot of times people are asking God for money. God, we just need a financial miracle. God, please help us. We need money, God. There's nothing wrong with that. But people are asking God for the for the fruit and not for the root. And how many of y'all know that you cannot get the fruit without first growing the root? Okay? So where do we see this? Guys, turn with me to Proverbs chapter 8, verse 18. Absolutely powerful verse here. Proverbs 8:18 says it like this. Oops, let me see here. There we go. Okay, Proverbs 8:18 says this. This is wisdom talking. With me, wisdom, are riches, honor, enduring wealth, and prosperity. See, wisdom, if you're taking notes, write this down. Wisdom has sidekicks. When you get wisdom, you don't just get wisdom, you get wisdom sidekicks. And wisdom sidekicks are riches, honor, enduring wealth, and prosperity. Okay? So let's break this down. And here in a minute, I'm going to show you how to grow in wisdom. Okay, but before we learn how to grow in wisdom, let's discover together what happens when you get wisdom. Because when you get wisdom, you get everything else, okay? And the first thing that wisdom brings with her, if you don't know yet, okay, Proverbs calls wisdom a her, okay? Riches. With me, wisdom are riches. What are riches? Riches are it's the actual stuff. It's money. It's stuff. It's possessions. Okay? So riches it's the actual stuff. Okay? Riches it's the money. It's the cars. It's the houses. It's the opportunities. It's the options. When you grow in wisdom, you become rich. Okay? And by the way, rich is different than wealth. And if I had time today in this training, I've done it in many other trainings, okay? I would teach you the difference between wealth and money and riches. But just for the sake of the context today, okay? With me, wisdom are riches, okay? So number one, when you grow in wisdom, you will become more rich. You'll get more money. You'll get more stuff. And by the way, it's not about the stuff. It's not about the money, but it's simply a byproduct of growing in wisdom. And I will tell you guys and gals firsthand, the more I've grown in wisdom, the more rich I've become. Like it's so interesting to me that so many of God's people, they're more conflicted than they are convicted about what God says about wealth and riches and prosperity. You go to most people who are believers and you're like, yo, do you believe God has a desire for you to be wise? And most believers are going to say, absolutely. I believe God wants me to be wise. And you go, okay, cool. Well, do you believe God wants you to be rich? Do you believe God wants you to be prosperous? Do you believe God desires for you to be wealthy? People are going to be like, actually, I don't know. See, because the love of money is the root of all. Like, they're so conflicted and not convicted. Most of God's people are broke, they stay in lack, they stay in scarcity and patterns of poverty, cycles of scarcity, because they don't understand that wisdom and riches are inseparable. Wisdom and honor are inseparable. Wisdom and enduring wealth are inseparable. Wisdom and prosperity are inseparable. With me, wisdom are riches, honor, enduring wealth, and prosperity. So let's keep breaking it down, okay? So when you grow in wisdom, when you get wisdom, number one, you're going to grow in riches. But number two, you're going to grow in honor. What is honor? Honor is favor with God and with man. How many of you guys and gals know that whenever you grow in wisdom, God is going to begin to pour out favor on your life, favor with Him and favor with those around you. Like, you will grow in favor. Why? Because the spirit of wisdom comes with what's called prudent speech. Prudent speech is knowing how to talk with people, how to answer wisely. One incredible part of wisdom that King David has is the Bible says that David was prudent in speech. What is prudent speech? Prudent speech is a way to, the literal translation means you are very diplomatic in your dealings with people. And when you grow in wisdom and you know how to diplomatically address people and show favor to people and speak with people, guess what's going to happen? You're going to grow in favor, both with God and with man. And before you're like, you can't grow in favor with God and man. Yes, you can. Jesus Himself. Jesus grew in favor with God. Jesus grew in favor with man. And I don't know about you, but if Jesus had to grow in favor with God and in favor with man, then we have to grow in favor with God and man. And the way that that's going to be unlocked in your life is to get wisdom. Somebody in the comments right now say, get wisdom, get wisdom, get wisdom. If you have the desire to grow in riches, to have the stuff, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with having the stuff. There's not, as long as the stuff doesn't have you. If you have the desire to grow in honor, to grow in favor with God and favor with man, then you must get wisdom, okay? What's the third thing that wisdom brings, as we saw in Proverbs 8:18, okay? Not only does wisdom bring riches, which is the actual stuff, it's the money, it's the possessions, it's the options, it's the cars, it's the houses. Not only does wisdom bring honor, which is favor with God and favor with man, but wisdom also brings with her enduring wealth. What is enduring wealth? Enduring wealth, my friends, is generational wealth. When you grow in wisdom, you will grow in wealth that is enough for you, your children, and your children's children. You can literally grow into this. You can grow in wealth. And by the way, wealth, like I was mentioning earlier, wealth is different than riches. Wealth is a mindset. Wealth is a mindset. And so here's the thing, generational wealth, it's less about passing on riches and it's more about passing on the financial literacy and the mindset and the belief that all things are possible and you don't have to live in scarcity and you don't have to live in poverty and you don't have to always be in lack. You can be the lender and not just the borrower. You can literally be the head and not the tail. You can be blessed in the city. You could be blessed in the field. You could be blessed when you come. You could be blessed when you go. There is a mindset of wealth that gets activated when you grow in wisdom, because wisdom allows you to think the way that God thinks. Wisdom allows you to activate a bigger belief system than scarcity and lack and I don't have enough and orphan mentality. Wisdom allows you to see in abundance. Wisdom, like I said earlier, wisdom allows you to be wise beyond your size. God's wisdom allows you to do more even with less. So I don't know about you guys and gals. How many of you guys and gals have the desire to unlock generational wealth for you and your family? If that's you, shout, "That's me," down in the comments. Anyone here? Well, guess how this is going to be unlocked for you. Get wisdom. Get wisdom, man. And lastly here, we see in Proverbs 8:18, with me wisdom are riches, honor, enduring wealth, and watch this, and prosperity. Oh, I love this one. Prosperity. What is prosperity? Well, the book of John tells us, "Beloved, I pray that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers." Prosperity, guys, has everything to do with your well-being, with your physical health, with your mental health, with your health in your soul, with your spiritual health. Like, prosperity is the well-being of the human condition, right? So prosperity is health. Some of you guys and gals may or may not know this, but in the past 2 years, I've worked on my health. And it wasn't just like, a lot of people like, "Rick, what was the biggest thing for you? Like, what was the unlock for you where you finally got it together?" You know what it was? It was a spirit of wisdom in my ear saying, "Rick, you're prospering in your life in God and in your marriage and in your relationships. Your business is flourishing. Your finances are doing good, and your body's out of whack." Wisdom was literally knocking on my door going, "Hello, what are you doing? You got to prosper. You can't just have riches and honor and enduring wealth, Rick. You must also tap into prosperity. And my body was not in wisdom. My health was not in wisdom. Maybe spiritually, maybe mentally, but my physical body. So guess what, guys? I needed to also practice wisdom in my physical health. Because guess what? The Bible tells us wisdom is justified by her children. This means that you can't go around saying that I am wise, but the fruit of your life does not share that. The fruit of your life must bear the fruit that you are actually walking in wisdom, right? What is the fruit of wisdom? Remember, wisdom is the root and wealth is the fruit. Well, guess what? Wisdom is the root. Riches, honor, enduring wealth, and prosperity, these are the fruits that grow in wisdom. So my question to you is, are you growing in wisdom to where your riches are growing? Are you growing in wisdom to where you're growing in honor, favor with God, favor with man? Is the wisdom that you are walking in allowing you to unlock generational wealth? An inheritance left for your children's children, not just the stuff, but the financial literacy, the grit, the wherewithal, the ability, the belief. Is wisdom allowing you to get your health in order? Because if you are not seeing the fruit in your riches, in your honor, in enduring wealth, or in your prosperity or health, you got some work to do. I've got some work to do. We've got to continue to grow in wisdom. Friends, why is this so incredibly important? Because of Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. And it says this, I just mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it says this: wisdom is the principal thing. When you get wisdom, you get everything else. Does anybody here desire wisdom? If that's you, shout, "That's me," in the comments. Guys, I'm telling you, God's wisdom will allow you to grow wise beyond your size. God's wisdom will allow you to do more with less. Now, something interesting here before I show you exactly how to grow in wisdom, okay? Something interesting. Proverbs chapter 8, verses 10 and 11 says this. This is wisdom talking. Wisdom says, "Choose my instruction rather than silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold. For wisdom is far more valuable than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her." Oh my gosh, what is this telling us here, guys? Proverbs chapter 8 telling us to seek wisdom above rubies and diamonds. Nothing in this world that you could desire, could compare. So it's literally telling us wisdom is more valuable than riches. Wisdom is more valuable than silver. Wisdom is more valuable than gold. Wisdom is more valuable than rubies. Wisdom is more valuable than diamonds, not the other way around. First wisdom, then wealth. It's not wealth, then wisdom. It's first wisdom, then wealth. And like I'm trying to share with you guys today, okay? Wealth is a lot more than just the riches. Wealth is prosperity. It's enduring wealth. It's honor. Wealth is all encompassing. It's a mindset. It's a state of being. And you don't grow in wealth until you first get wisdom. So here's what I submit to you guys and gals, okay? Instead of asking God for cash, ask God for capacity. Hey, instead of asking God for cash, start asking him for capacity. Because we don't just want the fruit, we desire the root. Okay? Instead of asking God for money, ask God for management. It's not about the money first, it's about learning how to become a better manager. See, because it would be unwise of God to entrust something to somebody who's not a good manager. God, I pray for more money. God's saying, you don't need more money. You need to learn how to become a better manager. See, because if God were to find you faithful, managing what you already have well, then it would be wise of him to entrust you with more. But if you're not managing what you already have well, why would God entrust you with more? That wouldn't be wise for you to do, and it's definitely not wise for God to do. So instead of asking God for money, ask him for management. Watch this. Instead of asking God for abundance, ask God for ability. Woo! God, pour out more abundance. God's saying, you don't need more abundance, you need more ability. You need to grow your capacity. You need to grow your management. You need to grow the ability to steward what I desire to entrust you. Are you guys getting this? Wave at me like this in the screen if you guys and gals are getting this. This is how wisdom is unlocked. And here in just a moment, I'm going to give you the 7 steps to grow in wisdom. But here's the biggest thing we need to understand, guys. Too many people are making the mistake of chasing the fruit of wisdom when they need to actually first pursue the root of wisdom. It's not the stuff only. You get the stuff if you get wisdom. But if you don't get wisdom, you don't get the stuff. God, please give me all the stuff. We need more money. We need more help. No, you need wisdom. Get wisdom. In all you're getting, get wisdom. If it costs you everything, get understanding. And watch this, okay? Instead of asking God for the spoils, ask God for stewardship. Are y'all getting this? This is just a few different ways of saying the same thing. But I'm trying to help you guys unlock wisdom in your life. It's not just like, oh God, I need a miracle. No, you need wisdom. Oh God, I need more money. No, you need wisdom. God, I wish I could get more favor. You need wisdom. All the things that you think you need you're probably just putting the awareness on the fruit. You need the root first. Because if you can grow the root, the fruit becomes second nature. Why am I able, I cannot help but get paid. Why? Because I've put wisdom principles in my life that it always grows up every single season and just bears more and more and more fruit. And the crazy part about the root of wisdom is the more you water it and the more you take care of it and the more you pursue it, right? And the more you desire it, the bigger and bigger and bigger it grows, and then the more and more and more and more fruit it produces. I can't help but be blessed everywhere I go. I can't help but have favor with everyone I meet. I can't help but make millions and millions of dollars. Why? Because there are wisdom principles in my life that I understand how this works. And now you're beginning to understand how this works as well. Are y'all getting it? Shout, I'm getting it down in the comments. Okay, if you guys and gals are getting this. So here's a question in today's training. Now that we're understanding all of this amazing fruit that comes whenever you grow the root, how in the world do we actually grow in wisdom? Can I share with y'all exactly how to grow in wisdom? Somebody in the comments shout, go ahead, Uncle Rick. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to grow in wisdom. There are 7 steps of growing and activating a spirit of wisdom in your life. Step number 1. If you're ready for step number 1, drop a 1 in the chat. Step number 1, how do we grow in wisdom? Number 1, you must desire the vision. How many of you guys and gals know that if you don't have the desire, it's never going to happen? Like, think about it. We live in an hour of history where there is unlimited knowledge at all of our fingertips 24/7. But just because there's unlimited knowledge doesn't mean that people have the desire to grow in wisdom. It's like, whatever, it's not a big deal. Like, here's the thing, I'll be honest with you. I'm not very wise when it comes to making sourdough bread. I'm not. Why? Because I don't have the desire. You might have the desire, that's awesome, that's cool. But are you seeing what I'm saying? Like, if you have the desire to grow in wisdom in any area, that's where all of this starts. You have to first have the desire. You must first desire the vision. So maybe for you, hopefully for you, you have the desire to grow in wisdom when it comes to your finances, when it comes to growing your wealth, when it comes to growing your riches, when it comes to growing in honor. This is where wisdom begins. It's in the desire, right? It's the desire. I desire to grow in wisdom in XYZ area. Okay, so number 1, you've got to desire the vision. Number 2, if you're ready for number 2, drop a 2 in the chat. Let's go. The second thing that must happen is awareness ignition. What does that mean? See, here's the thing. As I begin to grow in wisdom in these different areas of my life, it, number 1, first needs to start in your desire. But number 2, as you desire it, then guess what? Now you need to grow your awareness. Like, for instance, let's say in the area of taxes, okay? Number 1, if you desire to grow in wisdom in tax sheltering and keeping as much money legally without having to give any extra to Uncle Sam, you have to, number 1, start with the desire, but number 2, you have to start growing your awareness of what's actually possible, right? Oh, I didn't know that you could do that. I didn't know that you could write that off. I didn't know that that's how that works. You've got to start growing your awareness, right? Because if you're not aware, you just don't know what you don't know. So you have to start making yourself aware of the possibilities. So number 1, you've got to grow the desire, right? Desire the vision. Number 2, awareness ignition. You got to ignite the awareness. Okay? If you're ready for number 3, drop a 3 in the chat. Now that you're growing your awareness, what do you need to do? You must tap into knowledge acquisition. Knowledge acquisition. Even the Bible tells us, God's people perish for lack of what? Knowledge. Like, how silly is it? Like, let's rewind back a few hundred years, okay, in American history. And people are literally dying of common colds because they lacked the knowledge of that, like, oh, you could literally just get a little extra sleep. You could take a little extra vitamin C. Like, do you guys and gals know how George Washington passed away? Like, the very first president of the United States? He had a cold and they thought the way to get him better was to bleed him out. And so the guy, like the doctor came to his house and just bled him out, like, well, let's bleed him out and hopefully the cold will get out. And guess he passed away just from like bleeding out. And they could have just simply been like, hey bro, eat a couple of oranges and take, an extra nap or two in the next week, you'll be good. But they didn't have the knowledge. You have to acquire the knowledge, man. Right? So let's say whatever that area is that you desire to grow in wisdom, okay, maybe again today we're talking about financial literacy, we're talking about growing in the fruits of wisdom, okay? Like maybe for you that's growing in money or wealth or riches. Well, number one, you have to have the desire. Number two, you have to grow your awareness of what's possible. But then number three, you have to start acquiring the knowledge. What does this mean? It means you have to become a student. Like I'm telling y'all, if you are making less than $250,000 per year, you are too broke to be able to binge watch Netflix on the weekend, period. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but it's just the reality, man. If you're not making at least $250 a year, you're not wealthy enough to be able to afford those leisurely activities. Instead of binge watching Netflix, you need to be growing your knowledge, reading books, listening to podcasts, going through, some of my lessons, like acquiring as much knowledge as possible. Because if you don't know that something exists, how in the world are you going to be able to do what the next step is? And step number 4, if you're ready for 4, drop a 4 in the chat. Desire the vision, awareness ignition, knowledge acquisition. Step number 4 is this. Implementation mission. You must take action. The action is not going to take itself. The reps aren't going to put in themselves. I use this analogy all the time. How silly would it be to go sign up for the gym? Well, I got a gym membership and it's been 6 months. How come I'm not in shape yet? Well, how many times did you go? I didn't go once. I didn't even show up one time. So you're telling me you have the desire, you have the awareness, you had enough knowledge, okay, there's a gym, I didn't know that this gym was here, I'm gonna go join the gym, but you didn't take any action? And you expect to get the results without putting in the work? Child, please. That's not how it works. You've got to take massive action. Somebody in the comments, I need at least 100 people right now in the comments say massive action, massive action. You've got to take massive action. Because here's the punchline, guys. No action leads to no results. Little action leads to little results. Massive action leads to massive results. Now, why is it important that you first have the desire, then you start growing your awareness, and then you start acquiring the knowledge? Because what I don't desire for you is I don't desire for you to just be like, I'm an action taker and I'm just gonna go take all the action in the world, but you don't have any knowledge to take action on. It's almost like me saying, I'm gonna go build a house and I'm a savage, I'm an action taker, I'm just a savage with it, and I go take this random hammer and I just start pounding away at random rocks in a random field, and someone comes up to me like, what the heck are you doing, bro? And I'm like, I'm an action taker, I'm building a house, I don't even know what the heck's going on, but I'm taking massive action. And they're like, okay, good for you to take action, but you don't have a blueprint, you don't have any knowledge, you don't know anything, but you're just taking action. Well, Rick said I need to be an action taker, so I'm just gonna start swinging the hammer. And that's not how it works. Why do you need to acquire the knowledge? Because the more knowledge you acquire, the more action you can begin to take on that knowledge. Okay, are y'all getting this? Wave at me like this in the screen if y'all are getting it, okay? If you're ready for step number 5, drop a 5 in the chat. So first, desire the vision. Second, awareness ignition. Third, knowledge acquisition. Fourth, implementation mission. Number 5, I love this one. Understanding condition. Here's the amazing thing about taking massive action, implementing on the knowledge that you're growing in. The more you implement, the more understanding you begin to grow in. Understanding is an incredibly powerful part of wisdom, because when you have understanding, you have so much more clarity. It's almost like the understanding piece of wisdom allows you to see a more full picture and not just one perspective. Are y'all getting this? And the only way you can grow in understanding is to take massive action on the knowledge that you're acquiring. So the more knowledge you acquire, the more action you can take, and the more action you can take, the more you will grow in understanding. The more you grow in understanding, the more clarity you have. The more it's like, aha, I understand, I get it, this makes sense, I know why this is like this, I know how this is like this, I understand not just this perspective, I understand that perspective, and I have a more rounded approach to the overall idea. And that only comes with massive implementation on the knowledge that you have acquired. Are y'all getting this? Drop some fire emojis down in the comments if you guys and gals are getting this. Do you see how wisdom is beginning to grow? Number one, it starts in the desire. Number two, after you desire the vision, awareness ignition. Number three, knowledge acquisition. Number four, implementation mission. Number five, understanding condition. If you're ready for number six, drop a 6 in the chat. Now that you're taking massive action on the knowledge that you're acquiring, you're growing in understanding, and the more you grow in understanding, the more action you take, the more you implement what you're learning, here's what happens next. Skill recognition. I've talked about this many, many times here in the different trainings and stuff, but here's the cool part, okay? The Hebrew word for wisdom is the Hebrew word shakma, and it literally translates to the English word skill. So when we ask God for wisdom and God's saying, hey, in all you're getting, get wisdom, God is literally shouting to us, you must grow your skills. Because the more you can grow in the skill of finances, in the skill of health, in the skill of communication, in the skill of whatever, digital marketing, in the skill of marriage, in the skill of life, in the skill of health, the more you can grow in the skills of life, aka grow in wisdom, the better your life will go. One of the main reasons why so many people struggle in life is because they don't have the skills needed in order to have a thriving, awesome, blessed life. They're literally perishing for lack of knowledge. They're perishing because they don't have the skill sets needed. Guys, this is poverty at its core. Like, those who are moving in poverty, it's not that they're not as it's not like we're better than them. It's that they don't have skills. They don't have the skills in order to have a blessed life because they don't have the desire. They're not growing their awareness. They're not acquiring knowledge. They're not implementing and taking massive action. They don't have the understanding, and therefore they don't have the skills. Are y'all getting it? Now here's the cool part. Okay? I love number 7. Drop a 7 in the chat if you guys and gals are ready for number 7. So now, are you seeing how wisdom can be activated in your life? Okay? We've already discovered all of this really cool stuff that comes with wisdom. Wisdom's a principal thing, right? With wisdom comes riches, honor, enduring wealth, prosperity. Okay? Solomon showed us that first you get wisdom, then you get wealth. I'm teaching you guys and gals how to grow in wisdom, but here is the most amazing part to me about the process of growing in wisdom, and it's the 7th step here, and that is multiply your position. One of the most amazing things about wisdom, as you're growing in wisdom, it starts with the desire, then you have to grow your awareness, and you acquire knowledge, and you take action, then you grow in understanding. The more understanding you have, the more skilled you get, and the more skilled you get, the easier it is to multiply these skills. Like, how many of you guys and gals remember the first time you tried to drive a car? I've been talking about this a lot recently because my daughter, she's learning how to drive. And it's fun to see the whole process over. But it's so funny because the first time anyone tries to drive, it's the weirdest, craziest, hardest, strangest, most dangerous thing ever. Right? Like, okay, got to keep your hand on 10 and 2, got to look at all the mirrors, got to remember this, and what lane do I go in? But it's like, it's super weird and hard and scary. But then the more you do it over and over and over, you start having the awareness, and you're growing in knowledge, and then you're taking action, then you grow in understanding, then you get more skilled, and then before you know it, you can teach others how to do it. You multiply it. Are y'all seeing this? This is how wisdom works. And honestly, in my opinion, this is the point of wisdom. The point of wisdom, so first of all, the fruit of wisdom is to have all these amazing blessings in your life, because the more skilled you become, the better your life will be. But the point of wisdom, in my opinion, is to multiply it in a way where you can teach others, where you can impart this wisdom to other people, man. Because what good is wisdom if it's just for you? We've got to multiply this. And the cool part about multiplying wisdom, you can set up these wisdom systems in your life to where in your health, in your finances, in your relationship with God, in your marriage, in your family, in whatever you desire, right? You can practice wisdom, and then the more you grow in this wisdom, the more you can multiply and show others how to do this. Guys, this is the secret to life. It is. Growing in wisdom is the secret to life. So one more time, I am going to charge us with exactly what Solomon charged us here. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. First wisdom, then wealth. First wisdom, then everything else. God gave Solomon this blank check. He said, ask whatever you desire. And Solomon asked for wisdom. And because he asked for wisdom, he got everything else. All right? My desire for you guys and gals is to grow in wisdom, because the more you can grow in wisdom, the more you can grow in skill, the more you can grow this ability, the better your life, the better your finances, the better your health, the better your relationships, the better every aspect of your life will be when you get wisdom. So how about this? I need at least 15 people down in the comments right now. Shout, get wisdom, get wisdom, get wisdom, get wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, sign up down below for my upcoming 5-day Create and Sell Digital Products Virtual Challenge. I'm going to show you the wisdom on creating digital products, the #1 best way to create money online this year in this economy and beyond. Don't miss it. Thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have the desire to see more trainings like this from me. We'll see you in the next training.